Good morning. Good morning. Hey, it's Maria Quattrone with Ryzen Real Estate. So, what is Ryzen Real Estate all about? We actually have a scholarship program at our company, Remax at Home, and Ryzen Real Estate. I came up with as people entering into the industry. We want to rise up in real estate. So, what are some of the things going on right now in the real estate market? There is a little bit in our area of a pause. And so we talk to our real estate agents, and pretty much like anybody that is in a sales organization, what do you need to do right now? And right now, you need to focus on doing more, doing one more call, one more appointment, one more workout, one more rep if you're at the gym, but doing more. And that comes down to time management. I did a little experiment the other day. I gave an assignment out to 7 people, and they said, here's your time to call. And they had about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And we had all different outcomes. Did everybody have the same exact outcome during that 2 hour and 45-minute making phone calls? And they didn't. The most dials made was 72 with 13 conversations for an hour and 58 minutes. And the conversation in our database is 2 minutes or more. So they could have actually talked to more people, but a conversation is 2 minutes or more. So we track conversations, so 13 conversations, and the least amount was 4 conversations and 27 calls. How is it possible? Choice management. The assignment was to make the phone calls. And if we are doing other things other than making the phone calls when we're supposed to be making the phone calls, then the phone calls don't happen. I was just talking to my coach, John Cheplack, and I just said, you know what? Back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, even though we had the phone, we really did not use the phone. It's a computer like we do today. I remember I made a Facebook account in 2008, but I rarely posted on it. Wasn't really that engaged. And most people I knew weren't very engaged in Facebook for utilizing it to get a message out there. It was mainly like pictures and things like that from a business standpoint. And so Instagram wasn't popular. I don't even remember if Instagram was on back 2008. Probably was. But we didn't have these social channels. We didn't have Facebook, Instagram. LinkedIn really wasn't being used that much in the real estate sector for connecting with clients. And so we have all these other ways also to connect with people. But I said one of the things that we do that will always, always, always work, and that's making the phone call. So we can make the phone call, we can send the email, and we can send the text. And so we were talking this morning about the ratios. So what should the ratios be? For every phone call you make, you should send 4 texts and 2 emails. So it's 1, 4, 2. That is the ratio. And this has been studied by very, very successful people in our industry that do a lot more business than me. In this one case, this team does about 2,000 transactions, and it's been studied over years and years and years. So the formula of making 1 phone call, 4 texts, 2 emails is what leads to success in our business. There's a formula for everything. So we have the calls. I looked in the database this morning. I wanted to see where we were and where the person in our organization right now, what is the ratio that they have. So I'm going to have a conversation with this person about upping their text messages, because right now they're 2 to 1 and they need to be 4 to 1. And with that, there's probably another 10 deals a year for this person, which is quite a bit of money that they can be making with not a lot more effort. So we talk every day about the value of the compound effect. And when an agent enters our organization, we have this 2-week Ryzen Real Estate boot camp. I hate calling it boot camp, but that's what everybody calls it. I'm trying to get away from that name. It sounds like I don't know. It doesn't sound positive. So I call it Ryzen Real Estate Academy, where we have our agents come in and they spend 2 weeks with me. Some of it is with our inside sales, and some of it is a little bit with Dara. She speaks, presents um, for an hour about what she does. And then we have Eliza, who does more training on like the agreement of sale and all those things that I don't get involved in that on that part of the operations of our company. But the one thing that we talk about on day one, the most first thing we talk about, and I say that this is not about real estate. It's about real estate, but it's not about real estate. Meaning it's about all the other things. It's about personal development. It's about who you are going to become as a person, who you want to become as a person. And real estate is the vehicle, in this case, to get you there. And so we had talk about the changing in behavior and choice management. So I give you that example of 72 dials and 27. They both had exactly the same amount of time to do the assignment. And I look at that and say, what choices are we making? So we can make the choice to take the action or not. But I can say that in the environment that we're in, the pandemic really created an environment for real estate that was a crazy time for a lot of people. And so what happened is, you could just say, somebody could just raise their hand and say that they're looking for a home or they're looking to sell. And then the buyer could say, I want to buy. Okay. There's not a lot of skill involved in that part. It's more about, just taking an order. And it's a different environment today. It's in a completely different environment that we're in. And so we need to be able to take that action. We need to be able to actually spend the time to do the work and the compound effect. The compound effect is how we get things done because we're layering in. How to get better. So what do? We have the script practicing. We layer that. We talk about listening. We talk about how number one thing is if we don't listen, we can't hear what the client says. And a lot of the times, most of the time, the agenda is about the person, the agent, instead of a client. And we're thinking about what we're going to say next instead of focusing on listening to what they say. And so this is all part of the learning process. And you really don't know about it or think about it until you start doing it. And some of the things that we ask during the Ryzen Real Estate is we're asking people to step out of their comfort zone. We're asking them to rise up. And we want them to be a contributor in our organization. So we're teaching that in the very beginning. Every single person in our organization will help the other person that came after them. And so with that, we have an organization full of contributors. This month, we just started a thing called Diamond Under Pressure Award. And it's to the person who has been a help to many, many people over the last month. And they're nominated by their peers. And so we expect that that's what you're going to do when you contribute. And one of the things that I know right now, it's really important, is taking action and taking more action than you would have ever taken before in your career in real estate. And I go back into 2008 and 9, 10, 11, and I think back to like what was going on at that time. And it was really, really a difficult time. But in fact, we knew what we were doing because I'm now, let's see, 28 years as in the sales arena. So I know how to be a consultant to people. I know what we needed to do to get the job done. And when you walk through and experience thousands of real estate transactions personally, we've walked through many, 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 many difficult times back then. In fact, I told a story the other day. We had a period. I met with a colleague and I was talking about there was a time, I think it was like maybe '09 or 10. I remember it was 6 weeks. And in 6 weeks, we had no sales, no new sales, and no new listings. Even though I went on a lot of listing appointments, we had offers come in. We could not get them under contract. And it was a 6-week dry spell. In fact, during that 6-week period, I was starting to doubt myself. I was starting to doubt my ability to actually get the job done. But I did not. I continued on and I continued on and I continued on. And the value of that is the value of the compound effect. It's the value of doing it more, taking action, even if it is not perfect, but consistent action every single day. Every single day. 6 weeks. I was the first one in, last one out. FN, what do they call it? FILO. First in, last out. A lot of days I'm first in, last out, but nonetheless. And eventually, after that 6-week dry spell, we had a ton of business all come floating in. And so what I want to express today is if you're in a situation right now where you're not sure what to do, you're stuck, you need some assistance, the best thing that you can do is just take action. Take action. Go help somebody else out. Taking the action every single day, even if nothing's happening. So as of course, we're building that momentum over time and doing just one more. So at our company, 20 conversations a day is what the expectation is. I said, no more 20, do one more, 21 conversations a day. And if you can do more and have time to do more, don't stop. Because the momentum comes from taking the action. And if you could take massive action, you build what's called the big Mo. And back in 2016, the end of 16, I was struggling with the business for lots of different reasons. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create this massive big steel wheel that's like envision a 5,000 pound, 20-foot steel wheel. And I'm going to get that thing to spin. And I'm going to take the action every single day. I'm going to do the marketing. I'm going to get the word out there. I'm going to get my brand out there more. And that's what I did over the last 7 years. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And now we have this big spinning wheel. And how hard is it to stop a 5,000 pound steel wheel from moving? It's very difficult. So by continuously taking the action every single day, being consistent, being gritty, getting down and doing the work, I promise that if you do those things, that your business will change. It will change. It's impossible for it not to, regardless of the market and the economy. That's the other thing I want to talk about. So, okay, I have a lot of people I talk to, friends, colleagues, and a lot of people are concerned about the economy. I said, come on, we make our own economy. We make our own economy. And our economy is made by taking massive action. So last night, my organization, there were 5 of us on the leadership team, and we stayed at the office till 8 o'clock. Got home, it was like, it was after 8, so maybe it was 8:30. Got home, and during that time, we talked about things that we can do immediately and put into action. And we came up with a list of about 15 things. Some are really small, some are going to take more effort, some are changing some processes that we do in order to the market changed, the market shifted. So if you're sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? You can't do what you were doing. It was an order taking business the last several years. Can't do it anymore. You have to be in an organization where there's accountability, leadership. The other day, I was in our sales meeting and I said, listen, you all can go somewhere else and get a better, I hate when they say this, split, so to speak, compensation. But will we provide for that? Because 0 from 0 is 0. 100% of nothing is nothing. And so, yes, you can go to that program, but if you don't have the leadership and you don't have the opportunity, see, because we invest in our people and we invest in our organization and we invest in marketing. We've invested in marketing for many, 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 many years. The phone's constantly ringing. Somebody want to sell, somebody want to buy, somebody wants to invest. It's our job to dig deeper and go harder right now and help as many people as we can. And when you're not feeling like you're doing enough or you are doing enough, do one more. Do one more. Because I guarantee you, if you do one more and put more action in and be more consistent. So somebody will say, well, I did my contacts every day, but I missed a day. And then they miss another day next week. I say, that's great. So we got 5 days that we do this. In this case, we'll just go for 5 days. So we missed 20%. Now your goal is to do help 30 families. Now you're down to 24. And now you got to work harder because right now, nationally, 15% of transactions are falling apart for whatever reason. Economics, can't get financing. Things are costing too much. 15% of transactions are falling apart. So what does that mean? That means that you need to do more. That means if you think you need to have 20, you need to have 25 or 26 or 30 just to be on the safe side. So us as an organization, we're going to do more. I'm going to come to you every week and we're going to talk about what's going on in the real estate organization. How can we help others in our community of real estate, mortgage, insurance rise up? How can we help you rise up? And I will tell you, it's the basic things that we need to get back to. It's the basic things. So I hope that you join me. I hope that if you have questions, you can DM me, you can drop them in the comments. I'm happy to talk, assist, help, direct. But I will tell you, if you're in this industry, you got to do the work and you got to put the time in and we got to all get to work. So I'm doing more, 100% doing more. And it's going to require more right now. So I wish everybody a great day. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Ryzen Real Estate.